But
Lisa knew.
I will say this. I heard Lisa's weather update like just before the show, and she says, yeah, and things look like they're going to be warming up. I was like, she's using the word warm right now.
I know, it's sad to say, but here we are. This is the bar we've set for ourselves here in the Valley.
The bar is at zero.
Getting above zero is a big deal now.
Oh my gosh.
I have to say, this morning when I woke up, Lisa, and I was running a little bit late, but I was like walking outside. I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. And then my car said like -10. I was like, oh, it's still bad. But
like, it's still bad, but it's
when
not.
you got used to -29, I mean, not used to it, but then all of a sudden you're 19 degrees warmer. You're like, woohoo!
God bless. Were you here over the holiday? I mean,
I was here over the weekend. Yeah.
God bless both you guys, because I know it was so cold and y'all were here.
It was
getting the news to people.
Yeah, you know, I had to force myself to go out because I could have just stayed in all weekend long and done nothing. And you gotta still live your life, you know. But it takes like 10 minutes just to put on all the layers and 20 to get the car warmed up and all
it
that
just
fun
bites.
stuff.
Like, you know, when you walk out and your eyes start watering and you're just like, ooh.
Mine, it starts to prickle on certain spots, like your poor little nose.
Yes.
And my nose, the minute it turns red, which I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm cold, I'm warm, I'm upset, I'm nonchalant, like my nose turns red. So of course then it turns red like as soon as you step out the door, and it just doesn't ever go back.
Yeah.
Boo. Anyway, okay, well, we should just go to weather since you're right here with us.
Let's get this weather fired up for you. We've got warmer weather on the way.
Woohoo!
Here's a look at our hourly planner. So we've got some clouds streaming in too. There's a system that's going to be rolling through, and we're going to have a little bit of light snow. And in addition to that, of course, warmer temperatures. 14 degrees the high today. Now that does come with a bit of a caveat here, because temperatures and wind combined won't feel that great, because we've got strong winds helping to usher in that warmer air. When you're out in the open, of course, you're going to really notice it. It's going to be a little biting here today. So wind, again, on the stronger side, and warmer, back into the teens above, and at least trying to get to the 0 degree mark right now. We're at 3 below in Fargo. It's 6 above in Grand Forks, and we'll continue to watch those temperatures climb. One spot that's doing a little worse than others, Gwinner, 11 below right now, but we'll get you warmed up here too in the Gwinner area. Wind speeds are again strong. We've got some steady to speeds to some gusts in the 20s, but there are also places we're getting gusts in the 30s. Langdon, a 33-mile-per-hour gust. And here's the part where it's not so nice. The wind chills still a problem. We're looking at wind chills in the 20s, even some 30s below. Gwinner is that one area where we're at 36 below. It feels like 26 below in Fargo with that wind chill factor. Also, with the wind blowing things around, we've got some lower visibility with some ground snow getting picked up and blown around. 1 mile in Thief River Falls and 1.5 miles in Foston. Also up north, we've had some fresh snow, and that continues to drop southward. It's moving very quickly, so it's not going to last very long once it moves through your area. But still, you know, it's going to bring down your visibility at times and might bring a coating to your area. It's just on the doorstep of Grand Forks right now, moving into Grand Forks actually at the moment, stretching over to Thief River Falls and New Rockford, Carrington, Cooperstown, up into Nelson County as well. So a quick look at that hour-by-hour planner. We'll watch those snow showers drop south, and temperatures continue to be on the rise, above 0 by noon, and continuing that climb into the teens in eastern North Dakota. And just again, be aware there might still be some lingering snow showers, and the wind, unfortunately, going to just be with us through the day. So if you can get outside and maybe get away from the wind, you'll notice the difference. Looking at later on this evening, we've got temperatures that are going to start their slide with wind coming in out of the northwest at this point. And that's going to bring us a little bit of a brief drop in our wind, or temperatures rather. We'll talk about that in a moment. Snowfall potential, not much, just a dusting to about 1 inch of snow for most. So here's a look at your 7-day planner. Again, today a little bit of light snow, some wind too. Tomorrow a setback. We'll get down back into the negative range, but it's not going to last for days, and it's not going to be super extreme. It's going to be cold, but we're not talking 45 below like Hettinger had. And then getting into the end of the week and the weekend, we begin a gradual climb back into some teens, even 20s on Sunday, which, by the way, would be above average, which will be really nice. You know what's interesting is we ended December right around average for the month, and that just tells you that averages can be deceiving because we started the month so warm, end of the month so cold, and it all just kind of washed out for the month. So
I'd rather just
Here we
stay
are.
a little warm.
I know, me too.
Two things. One, Lisa, dumb weather question.
Okay.
How in Hettinger, North Dakota, be the coldest place on the planet? Like, what has to happen for?
Well, typically it just depends on how the weather pattern is set up. And it's summer right now in Antarctica, so they're doing
True.
a little bit better. And-
Summer.
yeah, exactly. So it just happens that way. The way it all goes back to the polar vortex, but that gets a little more complicated for what we've got going
Santa
on
Claus
here
was
today.
at the North Pole just laughing.
He did. He brought in that cold, chilly
Yeah.
weather, and he said, "Yeah, my reindeer need a break."
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're just
And
gonna
then
leave it
second thing I
here.
want to mention for Bison Nation going to
Yes.
Frisco.
I saw that.
That
Yes.
50 degree that is deceptive because it is a freezing 50 degrees. I don't know why,
Oh, really?
but it is a very cold 50 degrees. So
Yeah, wear your winter weather gear and you'll
yes,
be fine.
bring your winter weather stuff because believe me, you can always take it off. And I remember 2 years ago we were down.
It was
And we thought, oh, 50, this is going to be like,
Warm.
it was freezing.
well, it's 50 with rain too, wasn't it? Last 2 years ago, didn't you
I
guys
don't-
have rain? Or at
I
least
just
one
remember
year.
all of us were like, what? I thought this was supposed to be Texas.
I saw
Yeah.
Nicole Johnson sent a thing about scraping her car off the other
Oh,
day. She's
boy.
like, I thought I was done with this, and she was trying to scrape her car. So she was like, yeah, even when you move from here to Texas, you're not getting away from some of
Yeah.
those things.
Wow. Thank you,
Oh.
Lisa.
You bet.
Hey, speaking of Frisco, don't forget that our team is headed out there tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow is hump
my
day. It's
gosh.
Wednesday. So our team is going to be hopping on the plane. We, of course, are going to have you covered. We have that Proceed Pep Fest that's going to be happening Friday evening at 7 p.m. And then on Saturday, the Farmers Union Insurance Bison Football pregame show is going to be starting at 9:30 a.m. And that's this Saturday, the 6th. And then it's taking all the way to the kickoff. So it's a special hour-and-a-half show because 11 a.m. is when they kick off. James Madison and NDSU compete at Toyota Stadium for the FCS Championship. That game is
Wow.
on ESPN2, and I have a good feeling.
I do too.
I have a
do
good
too.
feeling. We're coming back, and we kind of have that that hunger.
Yes.
I feel like the team is ready and hungry and just kind of wants to just be at their top performance and win that national title.
It's going to be a good game. Did you watch any football last night by chance?
Nope.
Oh, because the Georgia-Oklahoma game was amazing. So if it's anything like that, we are in for a good show Saturday morning. Double overtime. It was crazy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Who won?
Georgia. So if you see Robert Hahn today, just kind of, hey,
Give
because
him a little.
he's a big Oklahoma
Give him a
fan.
little tease. Then.
Yeah. How about them Bulldogs, Robert? So
You know what I have been enjoying, but unfortunately they haven't been pulling out the win, is the Fargo Force. I went to their game on Saturday night, and it seems like they've been stuck in a rut where they get really close or they go to the shootout, and then they just end up not being able to pull through the win. But the good news is that we have our Buffalo Wild Wings, Fargo Force Buffalo Wild Wings 4-pack giveaway continuing. So today's winner is Alyssa Sandland of Dilworth. She received a 4-pack that includes the 4 reserved seats to a Fargo Force home game, which they're super fun. If you haven't ever been to one, you need to make sure you get to one this season. You also get 4 vouchers, each good for a small fountain soda and some popcorn. And then, of course, you get that voucher for the free shareable at Buffalo Wild Wings with a purchase. So you can kind of
nice.
take your little group of friends, pick your favorites out, or bring the kids and let them pick a friend to bring or something. And then, of course, go into the Buffalo
You're a
Wild
trooper.
Wings.
So you went out on Saturday night, huh?
Yeah,
to see the
so we
game?
handed out cowbells on Saturday night. We handed out a whole bunch of cowbells. And you know what I did? Shh, don't tell people. I stuck, because we only have 500, we give out 500 at a time, which we just did that like 2 months ago, and then we were doing it again. I stuck like 5 or 6 in my purse, because what I've noticed is some families, unfortunately, can't get there right at the
that's nice.
start of when they
Okay.
open it up, because it's the first 500 people through the doors. So I snuck like 5 in my purse, and then that way, like later on when I saw kids walking around, if I saw one who I was like, oh, they look like they could use a little cowbell, so then I'd just like be like, did you get a cowbell? And then there was the 2 boys sitting in front of our little box seat thing, and they were looking like they were having a blast. So I was like, I think they just would like this to be one of the best nights ever.
I'm
So I
glad that
handed
was the
them
ending
some.
to your story, because I thought you were going to like, oh yeah, then I stuck them in my purse and I went home.
And then I went home and I
had
just rang all 5 of
cowbells.
them.
You were making songs, Christmas songs. Also want to remind you of the Monster Jam Triple Threat Series. She's going to be driving one this year. It's coming to the Fargo Dome. You get a chance to win some tickets. All you have to do is go to valleynewslive.com or ndtoday.tv. Each winner is going to get 4 vouchers to the Monster Jam show coming either February 2nd or 3rd.
You see that truck right there, Gravedigger?
Did you drive that last year?
That's the one. I didn't drive it, everyone. I was not allowed to drive, but I got to start the engine. I got to sit in it and vroom, start the engine.
I remember that. That was awesome. We had them on the show.
About that.
So what do you need to do this year to get them to allow you to actually drive it?
I'll probably go take a driving course of monster trucks. And it's a lot more complicated than just, hey, I want to try driving it around the Fargo Dome on some dirt.
You just throw it and drive, don't you?
I should have when I started it. Oh no,
Totally.
I accidentally put it in drive. Ran over our camera people. That would have been very bad.
I think I have a couple of quick picks I want to share with you. I took a gazillion, so I just picked 2 to make it kind of fun.
Well, you
and
had
easy.
a lot of time off.
Exactly. So this one I love because it just epitomizes when you have kids. You know, there's nothing better than Christmas morning because they just go berserk. And so this is just a quick one of Isabella. She got a ton of fun stuff. A singing machine, giftums. Have you heard of these giftums?
No.
They're like the new hot toy. She got books, she got clothes, so there was that. And one of the fun ones too that I got her up close because she was running around. She got a brand new robe.
Oh, we love robes at the
girl
Larson
power
household.
pajamas. Oh yeah, she was. I mean, and that was a super cozy robe.
Oh,
so
cute. What's on it?
Like
just
a little kind of flower things and stars
sunshines
and so it was just such a great Christmas.
Oh, that's good.
We played like charades. We played. This was a great story. So Isabella's 8 and she played Monopoly. We had a bunch of friends over at a friend's house and she sat down and all adults, no help, played Monopoly and won.
Did she really?
She was negotiating. She had boardwalk. People were giving her $2,000. She was counting out the money. It was so fun.
That's who you need to bring to like sales pitches now. Just bring
exactly.
Hello, Isabella. You did the sales pitch.
Here you go. This is our negotiator, our top. So go ahead, Isabella. No, it was so fun to watch her because she's like, okay, I'll do this for this and wheeling and dealing. So it was a ton of fun.
That's really fun. I didn't make it through Monopoly very often. I'm not gonna lie.
It's hard. I mean, it's long.
It's a really long game, and especially if you do have a lot of that negotiating and buying the hotels and stuff. My attention span didn't last long. But we did break out some board games when I did get to go home for Christmas. We did break out some board games.
Did you do the talking one?
No, we didn't do the talking one. But we brought back Candyland. We played Candyland. So this was Jaron and I and my brother-in-law Brent, and then later on my sister Nikki did join us as well. We played Candyland. We played Sorry.
That was a great one.
That's a good game because sometimes the one person can be in the lead and then all of a sudden a couple people draw those sorry cards and then they knock you off the board. It was a very intense game. And then we did sit through the whole game of Life. I love that game.
I don't remember that.
Or you have the car, you pick college or career. And then you if you go to college, you owe the bank money. Well, that's life. and then you draw cards. You pick your career, and then your paycheck's a certain amount, and then you get married, and you have kids. And
that's cool.
When people have kids, you give them money. Apparently,
did you guys call it adulting?
All this stuff. Yeah, it was funny. And then, but all of us ended up having twins. I think I had twins, and then Jaron's car had twins, and then someone else adopted twins or something like that. So all of us had 2 kids in our car, and I laughed because my brother-in-law picked both boys, and I was like, "Ooh, my sister's not gonna like that."
Maybe the game of life is going to be like your Jumanji, be a little prophetic for you. I could see you and Jaron rolling around a couple twins.
No, that sounds like a lot of work. There was a person at our church, and their daughter had twins. And her husband moved back into the parents' house just for a little bit while their other house was being constructed, and it ended up being a longer time because they were like, oh, there's kind of a benefit to having grandpa and grandma help with our twins.
Amen.
Oh, I don't know how people could do it.
I don't either. 2 of them would just be, think about the people that have like 3, 4.
I can't even imagine one right now.
Your face.
I think, you know what, maybe I'll just start with more of Isabella's age. That would be more fun.
Go.
I can play Monopoly.
Or get a puppy.
I can sit in my robe with her.
her.
I could handle a giftable. I don't know what a giftable is. But
You can do a giftum.
Gift them.
Gift them. They're like the new hot things, yeah. So if you know any kids that are that age.
If you need any present ideas for your 8-year-old girls,
There you
call
go.
up Chris Berg. He works at Valley News Live.
Or maybe Lisa Boudreaux's girls have got a, you know,
Oh, I
holiday
bet
coming up
she
for her
would know what a
birthday.
gift them
Yeah.
is.
Get them a gift and they'll be like,
That's
oh,
fun.
thanks,
And does she
Chrissy."
go back to school today or tomorrow?
Today.
Today? Oh,
Yeah.
I bet she had a nice winter.